Hi guys, welcome to my affordable watch collection. My name is Aviv, and today we are going to take a look at an awesome value for money automatic GMT watch coming from Pagani Design, the PD-1706 Tudor Black Bay GMT Homage, a watch that I didn't expect to like as much as I do. Before we dive into all the specs and measurements, the pros and the cons, this watch was sent to me for review from the Benyar factory store on AliExpress, and I don't have to send it back. Keep that in mind, but as always, you can expect my own honest views of this watch. The PD-1706 is available in 3 different colorways, which are basically just different bezel inserts colors: red and blue, red and black, and blue and black. Pepsi, Coke, and Batman respectively. They go for $119 before any discounts, but most times you can take the price down a bit with different promotions. You can also pay $10 extra if you want and get Pagani Design's new, more premium watch box instead of their standard one, which is just what I have here. We all know this box by now, so there's no point dwelling on it. This is what you get with your watch. Let's move on to the measurements. The width of the case itself is 39 mm, but the bezel overhangs off of it slightly at 40 mm. It's a pretty thick watch at 14 mm, but that includes the protruding crystal. The distance between the lugs is 20 mm, and the bracelet tapers down to 18 at the clasp. Lug tip to lug tip is 47 mm, and after removing 4 links of the bracelet, the watch weighs 152 grams. It is water resistant to a depth of 200 meters, which is great. Okay, so the dial on all 3 variants of this Black Bay GMT Homage is black, with a somewhat glossy piano-like finish. It features a white printed minute track around its edge, and a set of highly polished and lume-filled applied indices. A downwards facing triangle marks the 12 o'clock position, batons mark the 6 and 9, and circles mark all remaining hour indicators except for the 3 o'clock position, where we do have a square date complication window with chamfered edges. The date wheel itself is white, and the days of the month are printed on it in black. Pagani Design name and logo are printed under the 12 o'clock triangle. GMT, automatic, water resistant 200 meters or 660 feet are all found above the 6. The polished hands fitted here are what is referred to as snowflake hands. That basically refers to the square or diamond shapes on the tips of the hour and the seconds hand. These are signature Tudor hands, and it wouldn't be a Tudor homage without them. The blue 4th hand is the GMT hand that completes a full cycle around the dial every 24 hours. It will allow you to track a different time zone. The bezel is made of stainless steel and has a sleek coin edge that provides great grip. It houses a 2-toned aluminum bezel insert, blue and black on this variation obviously, with 24 hours markings. Arabic numerals mark the even hours, dots mark the odds, and the downwards facing triangle marks the 12 o'clock position. All markings are engraved into the bezel insert and are filled with lume. This is a 90-click unidirectional bezel that operates nicely. There aren't any unwanted freedom or backplate to speak of, and it seems to align with the dial pretty well. All 4 hands, the indices, and the bezel insert are filled with C3 Superluminova lume. That's a nice step up from previous Pagani Design models I've looked at on the channel before. It impressively shines in a green light that should give you a good few hours of readability in the dark before fading out. Protecting the dial is a high single-domed sapphire crystal with seemingly no anti-reflective coating applied to it. It gives a slight magnification effect to the dial, as well as that cool vintage style distortion. The case is made of 316L stainless steel and is very nicely finished. Most of it is finely brushed, except for the chamfered edges that are highly polished. This is probably the best finished Pagani Design case I've seen so far, and I have seen quite a few of those. Now it's time to talk about the elephant in the room. On the 3 o'clock position we have an oversized screw-down crown, signed with an etched Pagani Design logo. The crown sticks out quite a bit and has that red ring around its base. This ring might look nice on the Coke or the Pepsi versions of the PD-1706, as it does complement the red parts on their bezels, but why didn't Pagani Design put a blue ring on this Batman colorway? It just clashes with the entire color scheme of the watch, and to me it sticks out like a sore thumb. Anyway, screw it out and twist it up to hand wind the movement. The winding action is smooth and consistent. Pull it out to the first position and twist up to flip through the days of the month, and down to move the GMT hand. Pull it all the way up, the second hand will stop its sweep, and you can set the time. I've made a quick tutorial video about how you can use your GMT watch to track 3 different time zones. Check it out if you're interested. I'll leave a link to it in the description of this video. The case back screws down just like the crown and has the same kind of etching we've seen on the Daytona Homage. Pagani Design name and logo are found in the center, Sport and the model's reference number beneath those, and stainless steel, water-resistant 200 meters are etched around the edge. Powering this watch is a Chinese Mingzhu 5833A. It is an automatic 4-hander GMT movement that has 21 joules, beats at 21,600 beats per hour, hacks and hand winds. It has a power reserve of roughly 48 hours once it's fully wound, and according to my tests with the Watch Accuracy Meter app, this specific unit averages at an accuracy of +2 seconds per day, which is very good. The bracelet that the watch comes on is actually very good. It is made up of 5 solid stainless steel links in each row, all brushed on top, with the side links polished on the sides. The side links also incorporate faux rivets that add to the somewhat vintage vibe of the watch. The solid end links feature female middle links, which will make the watch wear true to its size on wrist, as the bracelet drapes down right off the edge of the case with no protrusion. The links are held together with screws rather than push pins, which will help you add and remove links to adjust the bracelet very easily. The clasp is very good too, being an almost fully milled one. It folds over and closes with a double pusher security system, has Pagani Design name engraved on top, and it repeats the brushed on top, polished on the sides theme of the bracelet. The only non-milled part of the clasp is the pressed metal diver's extension, which I don't think necessarily has to be there. There are also 3 holes for micro adjustment on the clasp, and that should help you get a nice fit for your wrist. And indeed, it fits very well on my 7-inch wrist. I like the proportions of the case, I think it looks great, and it's quite comfortable as well. Legibility is good, the white and wide hands contrast well against the black dial, and even with the lack of anti-reflective coating, you should be able to easily read the time. And of course, I have to show you guys how it looks on different straps, and I think it matches nicely with different styled ones, making it a versatile piece. So I started this video saying I didn't expect to like this watch as much as I do. Let's take a look at the pros and cons and see why. Let's do the cons first. Well, the first and most obvious one to me is that red ring around the base of the crown. It really shouldn't be there. If you go with either one of the other 2 colorways, it should be fine. But yeah, I wish Pagani Design made an extra effort to color match it to the watch. Next is the position of the date window. I think it sticks out too much to the left and just looks like an afterthought. I think they could have done a better job integrating it into the dial, and I could even do without it altogether. Besides that, these Mingzhu rotors tend to be loud and noticeable, so that's something to keep in mind if it bothers you. I don't mind it, and even kind of like it. AR coating could be nice to have on the crystal, but it's not a deal breaker not to have it at this price point. On the pro side, if we overlook the red ring, this is a good looking watch. And a functional one too. You get quite a lot for your money here. A nice domed sapphire crystal, a beautifully finished stainless steel case, a great solid links bracelet with a nice milled clasp, an automatic GMT movement, and 200 meters of water resistance with a screw-down crown and a screw-down case back. Pagani Design did raise their prices lately, but I still think that this Black Bay Homage is well worth the asking price. Sure, it's not perfect, but what watch is? Let me know what you guys think by dropping a comment below. If you want to check it out for yourselves, I'll leave my affiliate link in the description of this video. Using it will not cost you anything extra, but will help the channel with a small commission. So thanks in advance if you do decide to use it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my affordable watch collection, and hit the notification bell for more affordable watches related content. You can also follow me on Instagram and get to know me and my collection a little bit better, get all the news about the channel, and connect with me on a more personal level. Here are two quick links to my reviews of two Pagani Design watches, a Mecha Quartz chronograph, and another automatic GMT. Check those out next. I want to thank the Benyar factory store for sending this watch in for review, and to thank all of you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.